Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Cancer January 2023 weekly illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So, hi, everyone, and welcome. I hope your week is off to a great start. We are going to be taking a look in this reading at what the week holds for you. So we're going to be taking a look at your energy, what's going to be going on around you, and then we're going to be looking at any challenges, blocks, or opportunities that are going to be presenting themselves. And I'm a big one on the belief that there are always miracles waiting to happen for us, and we can equate those miracles to opportunities for spiritual growth, and that those times when we get to unlock something very special about our unique self. So let's go ahead, Cancer, and jump right in. Let's see what wants to come out for your energy here. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has continued to support my channel. And for anyone who is new and now returning, I really appreciate it. This is one of my greatest joys in life, aside from being a mother to my lovely daughter. But I love the tarot. I love working with the tarot, and I love sharing it with all of you guys. And I hope you get to find something helpful out of this message here. Okay. There we go. All right. We have Two of Wands for your energy. Looks like there's some decision making this week for many of us. I say us because I am a Cancer rising, and I do have some strong Cancer placements, so I do work with the Cancer energy quite a bit. But the Two of Wands this is a one of not only just decision making, but kind of not only making that decision. And when I say making that decision, meaning we can, be mulling over a choice or decision to be made in a mental place, and then make it. But this is where we actually are looking at the action we're going to take, because wands speak to action. So it's more of like kind of preparing ourselves to take the action once we make that decision, which is great. It's a very active card. Okay, we're going to get a little bit into this here before I look at the challenges and the opportunities. So in your external environment, we have a card that is unique to this version of the Rider-Waite Tarot deck that I use. And this card for me represents kind of the higher idealized version of the Lover's card. And it speaks more to that beautiful romantic love than just the Lover's card in general, which can kind of denote like what we love, a more generalized theme of love. This is more towards romantic love. And I think for many of us, or many of you out there who have a strong Cancer placement, there's going to be a focus this week on the partnerships you have in your life, and really getting closer to them. Because again, when we think about romantic love, this can be a romantic partnership, but this can also be getting closer to a family member that you are, that you love deeply. This could even be sharing a romantic love in a way with, partnership between you and an animal, a pet. But there is going to be, I think, a decision. The action being taken right now, I think, is going to be helped by getting closer to a romantic partner in your life, in your external life. Now, looking here, this is looking at the past energy and getting up to the present. So what you're actually going to be dealing with, the theme for the week. Beautiful, because there's the Ace of Swords here. This is clarity. This is kind of that fresh aha moment, fresh connection to your truth. And I like how the individual here who's looking to make this decision and start to take action is looking right at this Ace of Swords. Now, in the past, it looks like, you've had to do quite a bit. There's the Nine of Wands. This is the weary, wounded warrior. He's exhausted. He's come a long way. He's had to make a lot of decisions. He's had to take a lot of action, and he's just exhausted. And this, at some point in your experience, led to the Ten of Swords, which was a time in your life when you were brought to your knees. It's also the closing out of a cycle. It shows that that time in your life was the lowest point. And so there was only up to go from this point. This individual gets to rise up out of this, kind of dark point in his life or her life, or however you choose to associate. And then they stand up and they have just one sword. They get to choose the one sword of what they learned, the truth out of how strong they were or what they learned about their experience. based on what happened here. So for many of you, there's going to be kind of this aha clarity of, wow, that's why I have been having a difficulty making a decision. In fact, for some of you, this could actually be where this is an aha moment around how you act in relationships and how you choose to kind of chart your path, because this can also be, the Two of Wands can be charting a path forward. And so I think many of you, there's kind of this aha moment of, wow, I've gone through so much and I'm still standing and look how far I've come. But now this card always asks the question, where do I go from here? And I think for many of you, it's going to be supported. Whatever that choice is, where do you go from here? It's going to be supported by someone that deeply cares for you in your experience. So now I'm going to pull out some cards here. We're going to take a look at the challenges, any blocks, and then any opportunities. So what could possibly be coming in for you this week? So let's see here. What does Cancer need to know about any challenges? Yeah, so this is your main point of challenge, the Three of Wands, which is actually a very beneficial card. You know, when you think about it, there's a progression going from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands. But the Three of Wands can be a card of waiting for your ships to come in. It's beneficial because it generally means that you've taken action, you've gone past the two, you made a decision, and you took a final step of action. So now you have three, but now you're kind of in this waiting point of like, okay, well, what's going to come in for me? Where is that ship? You know, I took one step towards the coastline here, and now I got to see what, you know, where my ship is on the horizon. I'm going to see what comes in after it though, because, you know, this can denote that maybe you were like, okay, this is where I go from here. This is the decision I'm making. But then you get kind of stuck in that, okay, well, instead of continuing to take additional steps, we're just kind of stuck in the waiting period of like, well, okay, I want to buy a new house, or I want to have a new job, or I want to, you know, you name it. And suddenly though, we're like, okay, well, we made the decision and we took one baby step towards it. But now I've got to nurture it into existence. So the Queen of Pentacles comes in here. Yeah, this is what you're blocking yourself from. The Queen of Pentacles is a nurturing energy. It's truly the mother archetype energy of understanding that, you know, kind of like a pregnant woman, anything worth growing, worth giving birth to, is worth the time, energy, and patience to kind of do it right, to nurture it into fruition. And I think for many of you, you're kind of in this like waiting zone of like wanting something to just kind of fall in your lap, when in reality, this is saying it's time to get very clear as to your own ability to nurture something into existence. You know, this could even be, you know, where, you know, we have a hope of maybe finding a new job, you know, something like that. And we take some, you know, effort, we put some energy towards it. We sit there and we say, okay, great, I'm going to put out my resume, and now I'm waiting. But it's saying in between that time of you waiting to see if you get a response back, now it's time to actually start to nurture yourself in the process, to get yourself ready for what wants to come in for you. Meaning now it's time to maybe look at, well, what type of experience do I need to get into where I want to apply? You know, can I actually, maybe now it's time for me to maybe get a little makeover. You know, do I need to get a different type of wardrobe? Because I mean, I've changed jobs many times in my life in the past. And yeah, sometimes there was a different dress code. Sometimes I had to actually gain background information even before applying, because there were certain things that I needed, certain pieces of knowledge about the industry I needed to present. But there's something here around really getting into this nurturing energy with the Queen of Pentacles. Now we have the Three of Pentacles at the heart of your reading, Six of Wands, and Queen of Swords. Okay, so you have some success and recognition here coming in, which is great. But what you really are being asked to embrace this month, the Three of Pentacles, is what do you want to build for yourself? When we think about making that decision around where do we go from here? Where is the next direction for myself where I want to continue to put energy and to take action and to continue to make decisions? In the physical, what do I actually want to build? Is this, the home and the family now? Or is this a new business? Is this a new career path? And the Three of Pentacles also asks us to get clear as to who we want to build it with. There's three individuals in this and three separate pentacles. And what this card speaks to is three individuals, each bringing their own gift, their own pentacle to the table to kind of unite them together. And it's also a card too, which is beautiful, of others recognizing what you bring to the table. This could be where you're kind of going out there into the world saying, here's my pentacle, this is what I want to grow, because that's what the Queen of Pentacles does. She has her one pentacle and she is dedicating herself to the growth, the nurturing and the growth of it. And she's, in doing so, going to show others, this is what I'm capable of, and this is also what I have to offer. So this actually puts you kind of in, as you get more clear here about where you want to go and what you want to build, you might start to attract others towards you with the Six of Wands. So there is this, Six of Wands is a card of recognition. It's a card of being seen. It's a card of success. So for many of you, there might be that kind of successful moment in this week ahead or starting right now where, once you get clear here, once you kind of get over the block of waiting, and you get into kind of action mode. But the Queen of Pentacles is slow action. She's not going to just be like, okay, I want to give birth to a baby, so let's make it happen tomorrow. She understands that, it takes 9 to 10 months for a child to be born. And there's going to be all these things that she has to do for herself to nurture herself in the process so that her body can then nurture the child within. And then to get prepared for then once the child enters the world, how is she going to allow for her environment to continue to nurture that child? So there's a lot of that kind of slow, steady, maternal, very feminine, receptive energy coming in here, which is somehow going to bring others to be able to see, wow, this is what you want to build. I want to do it with you. And actually, here's going to be some extra pieces of that puzzle to help build it. And the Queen of Swords coming in, this is the final kind of challenge point, another block here before you can really get into enjoying the love that there is around you and for you. The Queen of Swords is a card where, in its positive sense, and it's one where we get to really be clear. And I think for many of you, this is what the Ace of Swords is representing, being very clear on your story, very clear as to the challenges you have overcome in your life, how much stronger you are because of them, the lessons you've learned, and what you're truly capable of. Now, in a negative sense, kind of in a blocked sense, this can be where we, instead of just coming from that pure place of personal empowerment of like, wow, I've come so far, I've done so much, and I can do so much more. This is where we kind of get a little bit into that jaded sense of, we start to kind of put our experience and we allow our negative experience to kind of color that experience for everyone, because I had a terrible upbringing with parents who didn't care about me. Well, I don't want to do that to my children. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have children because, all parents are terrible people, or you name it, because I've been in terrible relationships in the past. Well, all relationships are terrible. So, I shouldn't lean into this one because it'll probably fail me again. Or the last time I tried to build a business, it failed. So I'm clearly just not capable of building businesses. Instead of saying, I weathered that, and what did I learn from that? And now I'm realizing I'm capable, I can do it again. And this can be in any aspect of your life. Again, in love, it can be in building something, tangible, because that's what the Pentacles speak. This is building something tangible. This is making the decision, taking action, and then getting very clear as to putting your time and energy and effort towards something in the physical. And that's what's going to bring something in for you. But it's also getting clear as to, again, what you want to build. When you make that decision, where do I go from here? Well, why? Why are you making that decision, and who's here to support you? And I think what many of you don't realize is that there's somebody wanting to come in and sweep you off your feet, or someone who just wants to come in and give you a big hug and say, I'm here for you. You know, I'm ready to take this journey with you. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to pull some clarifiers. We're going to take a look at the Three of Wands and see why is this presenting itself as a block to you this week. But you do have the opportunity, really, I think, again, to draw in the right people for you. And this can be kind of, I'm not going to say like a slingshot week. You know, sometimes we get these like little bumps in energy where it's like, man, if we really go with the flow, we can kind of, you know, be pushed down the river all of a sudden really quickly and get a lot farther than we thought we were getting. But I think more than anything, this is a week where it's almost like, okay, I've made the decision. This is the action I'm going to take. All of a sudden people come in because I've become clear about it now. And it's like, this is that turning point for you. Okay. Yeah. 7 of Cups. Yeah. It's almost like there's too many options. You're waiting for something to come in, but there's too many things. And so it's about getting clear as to what options do you want to come in? You know, if you're waiting for your ships to come in, what are you hoping is going to be on those ships? And it's almost like, instead of maybe waiting for those materials to come in on the ships, can you just look around yourself right now and start to build it? You know, this would be like saying, okay, well, I really want to build a house. Yeah, okay, so 3 of Wands, double confirmation here. So we have 3 of Wands on top of 3 of Wands. Yeah, it's just a lot of waiting and not knowing what it's almost like you're not sure what you're hoping to come in. So this is why it's time to get very clear on your why. What do you want to be successful? What do you want to be seen for? What do you want to nurture? If you have to put your time and energy towards something to build something, what do you want that to be? And why? You know, how is it going to emotionally fulfill you? You know, every mother knows, not every mother, I'm not going, let's not be that general, but let's say most mothers, when they are, let's say, pregnant, you know, there is that feeling of they understand why they're choosing to do certain things during their pregnancy, because there is this love of this child growing within them. And so they're going to know why they're going to eat certain things. They're going to know why they, you know, choose to maybe give themselves more rest or something along those lines, where it's about getting very clear as to, again, if you, instead of just being kind of in this waiting period, saying, well, wait, if I want to build a house, why don't I start to, you know, get the blueprints together so that as I'm waiting for these materials to come in, once they come in, I can just start going. And somebody might actually see those blueprints and be like, oh, hey, wait a second. Don't wait for that to come in. I have something over here that can help this out. And so there's something that's like, once you make that decision and you start to take action towards it, but from a place of like, this is what I'm hoping will come in, it's like, then all of a sudden that's what comes in. It's kind of funny how life works like that. Okay, so we have Page of Coins. Page of Coins for the Queen of Coins, or the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this is saying that, actually this is interesting because it could actually denote that there's almost like a messenger coming in with the coin. Or it can be where it's almost like you're being asked to have that kind of open, optimistic, childlike spirit about, this is what I'm nurturing, and I'm going to go out there and see what I can do with it. There's a little bit more of because the queen can be more of an internal energy. She might be sitting quietly in her home, like nurturing her pentacle. The Page of Coins is going to go out and show everyone the pentacle. This is like the woman who's going to go out and, you know, buy the cute little maternity clothes and, you know, proudly show it off. And she's going to ask all of her friends, you know, what do they recommend? What were their experiences when they were pregnant? And she's going to get everybody involved. So I think there's a little bit of advice there for many of you. It's like, yes, get into that nurturing mode, but put yourself out there. Put yourself out there and show others what you're nurturing. Are you nurturing a creative endeavor into experience, into your life? Are you nurturing, you know, whatever that is? 8 of Swords and the Moon. So I just got an extra clarifier here. So for many of you, you're kind of holding yourself back from this because the moon is a lack of clarity. It's like, well, I don't know if I really want to dedicate myself to that because I don't know what the outcome's going to be. And this is saying is to just go out there and have fun with it. I mean, we're never going to know the true outcome. You know, this is like saying, I want to build a house. And, you know, I mean, for any of you who watch home improvement television, which I do quite a bit of, you know that, you know, the best laid plans, the most exacting blueprints, you can have all the things, you can have all the materials. And yet when you start to go and build it, you come across something that you didn't realize was, you know, there, a problem. Or sometimes it can be beneficial, where all of a sudden they realize, well, wait a second, we were thinking we had to deal with this and we don't, so why don't we make the kitchen bigger, you know, or whatever. So just keep that in mind. Don't block yourself because the way is unclear or you're not sure what's going to happen. It's saying go for it. Go for it because you want it. And then you might attract others to come in and help you. So we have, for the Three of Pentacles, we have Two of Wands again. So again, double confirmation with Eight of Coins. This is saying, get very clear as to making that decision towards, you know, where do you go from here, towards what you want to dedicate yourself to build one step at a time. The Eight of Pentacles speaks to kind of the apprentice. He is someone who is perfecting doing something over and over again. And he's also someone who is dedicating himself to that hard work. You can see he's just putting the pieces into place. And it's almost like that for many of you. It's like, just see what you want to build and start to put those pieces into place. But you have to make that decision first. You have to know where you want to go from here. Do you want to go towards the new home? Do you want to go towards the new career path? Do you want to go towards the new lifestyle? You know, whatever that is. And again, it's coming on the heels of going through a major cycle in your life that was really difficult. This speaks to a lot of difficulty here. But now there's a clarity. You can see here the darkness is receding, the dawn is here, and now you get to have that beautiful choice. A change in your perspective, a change in your experience. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, this is a week where it's time to make that decision. It's time to get very clear, what do I want to build and why? And even if the way is unclear, I'm still going to choose it. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to tap into my intuition and I'm going to go. And I'm just going to put my head down and start doing the work. Six of Wands and 10 of Wands. I love that because it shows you putting down a major burden. The Six of Wands is being successful. Again, being seen by others. But I think for many of you too, this is being successful and just putting down the burden of whatever you've been carrying, of whatever this was. This is like finally making that decision and it closes out the cycle because you're going from the 9 to the 10 and you're done. And that's the success. I think for many of you, there's been kind of, I think, a cycle waiting to close out and you were just kind of like this individual awkwardly carrying all of these wands instead of just realizing it's done. That past period is done and now it's a fresh start and it's time to get building. It's time to start building the new. I'll see if anything else wants to come out for that Six of Wands. Very positive card. Yeah, Two of Cups. I love it. Connection. This is equal partnership. Really aligns well with this, with that, you know, that romantic support. And I love it. It also could show that, you know, there could be a business partnership coming in here. It could also be romantic. So for many of you, this could be romantic, but this could be also a business partnership or others who want to connect on that level or new friendships coming in. And you finally put down the burden and the pain of the past to kind of move forward with this fresh start. All right, let's see anything else for the Queen of Swords before I pull our final card for the week here. What does Cancer need to know about the Queen of Swords? Yeah, the Ten of Swords. There it is again. So yeah, it's about really, I think, becoming clear as to what you went through, but putting a positive spin on it. Instead of looking at the lowest point as, I have to keep carrying the weight of these swords in me, which is actually in your mental space, this mental clutter, this mental pain. It's saying, no, it's time to release it. Realize how strong you were. And what did you learn from that? You know, what is the clarity now of where you want to go or don't want to go? You know, there's another thing there too. Sometimes it's the clarity of, okay, maybe that past cycle, it was because I made a bad decision. Now I'm going to make a decision to do it differently this time. World. Yeah. Major closeout of a life cycle. The world is a hard stop. Done. It's only positive from here. I really, really appreciate that. And I just saw this at the bottom of the deck, so I'm going to share it and put it up here, actually, is the Tower. So yeah, but I like the Tower in this deck because it shows that all the extra weight, the top heaviness, whatever it did, wasn't serving this structure, this blueprint for what you're building here. It's gone. And you're left with the foundation of the new, of what you want to build. So not everything was taken from you. You were given the foundation, and everything else that was superfluous or weighing you down was removed. So I like that. Okay, let's get a final card for you here to close out the reading for the week. What does Cancer need to know? What does Cancer need to know? And just a reminder, there's someone very close to you here who wants to come in, who wants to support you, who wants to love you. And this, for many of you, if you're, wondering, who is that? I'm alone. Really keep your eyes open, because there's somebody who wants to come in, and it could be a new love, someone you connect with on more of a friendship way to start, and that leads to love, which I think is really a beautiful thing. So it says chameleon spirit, act as if, number 14. The number 14 is one of my favorite numbers, not only because it's my birthday number, but but also because it's a number that reduces to 5, but harnesses the energy of freedom through change. So this is really about embracing the change in your life now, realizing that you're at a point where you can really free yourself from the past, from the burdens you've been carrying forward. And I like that this is the act as if. It's almost like act as if, you're going to build that, whatever that is for yourself. It's like learning to sell it to yourself so that you can sell it to others. This is that whole thing of, instead of saying like, well, I'll make that decision when this comes in. That's like saying, I'll build my dream house when I win the lottery. And it's like, well, what are you doing? Have you bought a lottery ticket? Are you buying a lottery ticket every day? If for tomorrow you won the lottery, do you have the blueprints? Do you have even the idea of that house you want to build? So it's almost like getting into that state of suspended belief of, I am the individual who has the house on the hill and the romantic partnership. I am the individual who is on a career path to success. It's one of those things where it's like you really just have to own it. And maybe that's when, the freedom through change is that maybe for a long time you kind of carried the weight of this, of whatever happened here. And it was almost like one of those things where, you didn't trust yourself after this. Or maybe you didn't trust yourself during this whole process, and that's what, created this moment. But there's something here now where you're really being asked to trust. To trust in yourself, act as if it's going to happen, whatever you want to build, the house, the career path, the romantic relationship that's going to be the person of your dreams, but act as if it's already coming in. Act as if, don't wait for it, just know it's coming in and start to build around it. Start to have all the things laid in place, because someone is coming in here to connect with you. So get ready. And right here, hard stop on the pain, hard stop on, all that you went through over here. It's done. And in that process, you were released from something that wasn't suitable for you, that wasn't healthy for this next step in your process. All right, I will leave it there, Cancer. I wish you all a wonderful week ahead. I look forward to reading for you next week. And if you'd like to book your own personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website and look at the services that I offer. All right, Cancer, I'm wishing you so much love on your personal journey forward. Bye.